Hey, right now I'm going to talk about affordable neutral eyeshadows. Yay! I own mostly drugstore eyeshadows. They're just easy to find, and a lot of times I'm very hesitant about shelling out, I don't know, $30, $40 for a makeup palette. So I feel a bit safer with trying new colors with like little eyeshadow singles or palettes that I find at the drugstore. And oftentimes they work for me because I'm still pretty much a newbie to makeup. I am not a makeup artist by trade at all. I'm not at all an expert, but I like to try new things and I like to express myself in different ways, and one of the ways I do it is through my makeup. So right now I'm going to show you a few eyeshadow products that I enjoy using or find to be like really easy quick fixes in the morning, and that are also pretty versatile for evening looks. First, I'm going to talk about some eyeshadow singles. I enjoy using the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow singles. I currently own 3 of these. I only have 2 of these with me right now, but one that I use on an almost daily basis is in the shade 890 Bronzed Taupe. As you can see, the descriptor or the name is quite accurate. Let me open up the container right now. I unscrewed the lid, and now there's this additional stopper to press the pigment and help keep it from fragmenting. But it looks like this in the container. And then when you swatch it, I have some swatches from another video on here, sorry. It looks a little something like this. It's got this lovely shimmer to it, and it's a good neutral color. You could easily get away with just like a light wash of this color all over the lids and blend it out, and then just like a quick swipe of mascara or eyeliner, and like you're good to go. So this is a good like mid-toned shimmery taupe color that I like to use. The second color that I have over here, I actually like to use it more as a brow powder. Right now I've used it to fill in my brows. And this one is not as shimmery as the Bronzed Taupe. Let me compare the shimmer level for you here. As you can see, this one's got more of a satin finish to it, which I think is what helps with it to work well as a brow powder. So I'm going to swatch it onto the back of my hand here. I'm swatching it twice. And you can definitely see it's very pigmented, much like the Bronzed Taupe, but it has a more matte finish relative to Bronzed Taupe, which makes it great for an eyebrow powder, or if you want something to define the lash line, it's great for that. I found that the application of this shade is not as smooth as the Bronzed Taupe, so I don't know if I would recommend using it all over the lid. If you have great brush skills and can work with it, then by all means you can go ahead and use it as a color on your lids. But I like to use it on my eyebrows. It's my go-to brow powder these days. Another eyeshadow single here that I like to use is the Wet n Wild ColorIcon single in Brulee or Creme Brulee. This is a nice vanilla shade. I've used it over here on the brow bone. It's a little bit powdery in application, but it's like the perfect creamy matte vanilla color. I tried to swatch it right over here. You might not be able to see it, but I feel like a good base or brow bone color like this is an essential, and this will cost no more than $2 or $3 at the drugstore. I forgot to mention that these L'Oreal Infallible shadows are about, I'd say like $8 or $9. And at Walgreens, there's every other week, there's usually like a buy one, get one free promotion every other week. So if you want to get 2 shades, maybe these 2 shades with that promotion, you can definitely take advantage of that. The last eyeshadow single I have to show you is by L'Oreal. I think that this has been discontinued or will be discontinued. I have a hard time finding it now. It's in Lush Raven. It's part of the Wear Infinite Studio Secrets line. I don't care too much for the packaging, but I do like to use this shade for doing a little accent work on the outer corner of the eye or for lining the lashes, both the upper and the lower lashes. I find it's really helpful for that. It's not a true black, but it's very pigmented. If you're looking for something that's more like a almost black, it's a charcoal, I'd say. But yeah, it's a matte charcoal to black shade. You get a lot of product in here, and it's a good basic shade. Pretty versatile if you want to do a smoky eye, or if you just want to use something that's a little softer than using a pencil or liquid liner. During the day, if you want to have a softer eye look, but you still want to define your lashes, I find that it's pretty helpful to just take a darker eyeshadow color and just sort of apply it on your lash line like so. I'll show you 2 eyeshadow palettes and 1 palette that was gifted to me that technically isn't a drugstore palette, but it's quite affordable. So first, the 2 drugstore palettes. You've probably seen this one online on YouTube videos and blog posts quite a bit, but this is the Wet n Wild Trio in Silent Treatment. These will retail for about $2, $3, $4 at the drugstore, depending on where you get it. What I like is that it's pretty easy for when you're rushing in the morning. The places where you can use each shadow are clearly embossed on each pan. So you have the brow bone, the crease, and the eyelid color. And these are recommended uses. You can use it any way that you want to. But if you don't want to think, this is a good way for you to figure out what shades you want to put on and where. And so I'm actually wearing this palette right now. And I've used it pretty much in the way that it's been directed. I didn't apply a whole lot of this like satin colored, salmon color onto the brow bone. I just added a little bit of it slightly above the crease color to warm it up a bit. And this is good value. It's very pigmented. It's a little bit on the powdery side, so be sure to tap your brush off before you apply it to your eyes. And I'd recommend that you use an eye base so that the pigments will stick to it and you can enhance the colors. But this is a good cool toned neutral palette. It's mostly shimmery. Most of Wet n Wild's colors are shimmery. This is a good cool toned one. They have other trios if you're looking for something that's more bronzy or warm toned, or if you want more smoky colors. They have a wide selection and they're available at most drugstores and grocery stores. And this next palette has mostly matte shades. So the colors I find in this palette are like, I find that these are like a shimmery version of what's here in Revlon. As you can see, you've got your mid-tone brown color, and you have a darker accent color, much like you have over here. You have a satiny taupe with some purple flecks, much like over here. And then you have this peachy pink base here. But these are all matte with one satin color. In a lot of work settings or during the day, I think a lot of people like to use matte colors. So if you want something with very little shimmer, or if you find that shimmery colors aren't flattering on your eyelids, you can go for this palette. And I love how that there's a diagram here on how to use the shadows. Again, if you're in a hurry, you don't want to think, this is a good way to figure things out in the morning, much like how this one has a little diagram here when you pull up the sticker. And of course, you can use them any way you want. You don't have to use all of the shades in the palette as they're directed. You can have a little bit of creative energy into putting it together whichever way you want. And the last product I'm going to show you is actually a gift. It is the Sephora Blinged Palette. It's got these pretty jewels on top here. If I were to compare it to a bottle of foundation, like this one over here by Bourjois, it's just a little shorter than that, and I'd say almost twice as wide. I'll show you for the dimensions. And I love how you have this big mirror here. It's perfect for when you're traveling, or if you want to just pop something in your purse and do your makeup at work, you can do that. It comes with 8 neutral eyeshadows. So it has a good balance of warm tones, like red and yellow tones, and it has a good balance of cooler tones, more taupe and gray toned neutrals. And then you also have, I'd say, about 2 or 3 matte shades, and the rest are pretty shimmery, but not overly shimmery like some of the Wet n Wild shadows can be. But yeah, I've used this several times over the past week, and I found it to be really helpful and really pretty. I had considered purchasing a Naked palette. I had considered like saving up for the Naked Basics, or just getting one of the, I'd say the Naked 2 palette, because I like cooler tone neutrals. But then I got this as a gift, and I was like, well, you know, at least I don't have to save up for that. I can save up for other stuff. So it comes with 2 brushes. I don't use the brushes a whole lot for application. I might use this to apply the highlight color right underneath the brow bone. But otherwise, whoop, there goes the brush. Otherwise, I just use my own brushes. And what's nice is that underneath, you can slide it out and get 5 lip colors and a blush here. Now, sometimes I've been wary about lip colors that come in palettes like these, because oftentimes they might not be pigmented enough, or they're difficult to apply. For example, I had a palette that had lip colors, and they were really waxy. I couldn't get anything on. But that's not the case with these lip colors here. You get a nice sheer tint of color that's creamy, and it's not waxy at all, and I like that a lot. I would actually use these. And so the blush is pretty powdery. Definitely need to shake off the brush or tap the excess product off, but it matches pretty much any look that you create with just the eyeshadows in this palette. Let me swatch a few of these for you here. So I'm going to swatch these last 4 colors. Oop. Have to find a place to swatch them onto. Okay, so you can see here, there are some swatches. I apologize if they're difficult to see. This one over here is the very last black shade. I'd say it's black, but maybe it's more like a deep olive. Then we have a deep red-toned brown, a darker champagne color, and then we have like a deep taupey brown here. But yeah, these colors are great. It's a good travel palette. You can take it anywhere. And so those are all of the neutral eye palettes and eyeshadows that I have to share with you. You can take that knowledge and do with it whatever you will. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day.